Welcome to Barbados. My name's Ryan Champion. I'm here to contest the final round of the Bimmacup Caribbean. But the exciting thing is that next year the Bimmacup is coming to the UK with a championship of rallies on single venue events, single formula, close competition, great exciting motorsport at a sensible price. So we're here in the Caribbean to see what the Bimmacup is all about, and we're going to speak to some of the people competing and some of the people behind the championship. Martin Stockdale, we're at Vaucluse for the final round of Bimmacup Caribbean, but you're going to be the championship coordinator for Bimmacup UK. What can we expect next year?
Well, that's right. Well, we're hoping to promote this series now, get some young people involved, hopefully, with some cheap grassroots level motorsport, level playing fields, very standard cars. Hopefully we'll have some great times and some great fun, so yeah.
Now, you've been involved a little bit in building these cars as well. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, we've built quite a few of these things now, based around the compact cup cars that have been used on as a race series. But so they're fairly standard. Well, they are standard engines, standard gearboxes. We're allowed some modifications to the differentials for more for longevity. Obviously, brakes and suspension, stuff like that. So yeah, they're fairly standard otherwise.
Now, you're a bit of a BMW expert, so you should be a man to watch this weekend.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm also probably the oldest man here as well. That's my excuse for getting them in early.
Ryan Wood, you're one of the entertainers of the Bimmacup, currently leading the Barbados Bimmacup and in the fight for the Caribbean Championship as well. What's the Bimmacup all about for you?
Well, for me it's all about fun and enjoying myself. It's really a stress release for me, really, but the Bimmacup on a whole is just a discipline that everyone is on a level playing field. All the cars are the same, so it comes down to the driver, and you don't have to spend the world of money to have fun. So it's a new entry level into motorsport, which is affordable for the average person.
And gives very close competition as well.
Very, very close competition. I've been trying to keep these guys at bay all year. It's not an easy job.
Now, I asked Wee Wee the same question, so I might as well ask you, because I need to know for today. What's the key to going faster with one of these?
The key is to be consistent and not let the car get out of line too much, which I have a hard time doing.
Greg Cozier, the driving force behind the Bimmacup. We've seen fantastic action here in the Caribbean, but next year there's going to be a UK Championship. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, well, our idea was borrowed obviously from UK Compact Cup race series. We modified the cars a little bit to make them work here and make them work for rally sprint and stage rallying. And now it's going back across the ocean. So I'm thinking it'll be good. You know, we have a social fabric within the Caribbean that's been developed out of very close camaraderie and racing and a lot of rum drinking actually, and we expect we could maybe send some of that back to you.
But we see different disciplines here in the Bimmacup, but in the UK it's all going to be about rallying.
Yes, it's going to be about rallying, and the rallies are all broken tarmac single venue type events. The suspension, differentials, everything on the cars have been developed for that, because that's obviously what our rally sprint rally cross is. And yeah, I think the cars are going to be essentially the same.
And give us an idea for anybody out there who's thinking about doing the championship. What are the rough costs involved in it?
The cheapest way we found to start is with an Compact Cup race car. Maybe £4 or £5 grand for one of them, and the suspension kit is £1,490. Then differential about maybe £1,000, £1,200. So I think certainly for under 10 grand you could do a whole season.
So the key thing is good close competition, but a social element to it.
There's a bit of socialising. Yeah, lots of socializing, right? We're all too old to take this thing seriously. We're not here for any careers or anything like that. We're here for a good time. Not a long time, but a good time. So yeah, that's what Bimmacup is about. And we're having a great time in Caribbean. And the winner of Bimmacup UK obviously is going to come to compete with us in November of next year, and they'll be having a great time too.
Here we are, Sunday evening at Vaucluse Raceway. An amazing weekend of motorsport action in the Bimmacup, both the Caribbean Championship and the Barbados Championship. Martin Stockdale and myself have been lucky enough to come across from the UK and really sample this form of motorsport. It's very, very close competition. You really have to be on your game to do well, but it's also very sociable, and it does link those two things very, very well. You can come and compete in motorsport for sensible costs, but have great fun doing it and meet a lot of new friends.